Right. See, so what we are discussing about the tables in the last session. Now here it is, whenever you are writing the table, just how to insert the table using the table tag, how to specify the table row, how to specify the table data, how to specify the table heading, and how to give caption to the table. All these things we already completed in the last session. Now in this one, I'm going to explain about with the table only first. How can we merge cells? How can we merge cells? First of all, suppose I'm taking like this. This is the table I'm creating. Table. I need to specify here enter username followed by one text better. In a forms, I'll explain this. Just a simple table first. Simple table. Here it is a 2 rows. And here it is also 2 rows. I mean, total 3 rows and 2 columns, but last one is a 1 column only, not 2 columns. So I just want to specify like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and is a 5. That is, this is how I need to specify the things clearly. Okay. Now what I am doing is first in the table, how many rows are there? Sir, total 3 rows are there. How many rows? 3 rows are there. First fix that. For that we are writing the code. HTML inside the body. Inside that body. In body we are specifying. In body we are specifying the table. Table we are writing. Of course, directly I am giving the border as we discussed in the last class. Border. Now in this one, total how many rows are there? 3 rows are there. Is a first row, is a second row, and is a third row. First row, second row, third row. Now, in a first row, just think about the first row only. In a first row, how many columns are there? 2 columns are there. With the data is a 1 and 2. So here is a TD1 table data close, TD2 table data close, table data close. Next one. In the next one also 2 rows are there. So TD3 and here it is a TD4. Up to here, okay. But look at the next one. Here it is only 1 column is there. 2 columns you need to merge actually. 2 columns you need to merge. So here you need to write only 1 column. 1 column, that is 5. That is 5. But here you need to write and this column merging call span. How many columns you need to merge? 2 columns we need to merge. So 2 you have to specify. 2 you have to specify. And after merging, align to center. Align center. That is, the data will be centered. Look at this. Output will be like this. The 5 is merged. Of course, nothing but the last 2 columns we are merging. After merging the last 2 columns, we are aligning the text to the center. So properly, it is showing that output is the one. This is actually called call span. How can we merge columns? How can we merge columns? I'm just dropping the snippets. Okay. Now, the next one is, sir, how can we merge rows? One more example we are taking. Suppose here it is. Now go to that rows. This is the first row, is a second row, third row. Here it is a columns, just we are writing like this only. Columns like this is a table. This is actually one. I want to write here one, one. And this is 2, 3, 2, 3. And this is 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 6, 7, like this. And the very important one, first of all, same story. Total, consider how many rows are there. Is the first row, is a second row, and is a third row. Hope you are understanding. First row, second row, third row. Totally 3 rows are there. 3 rows. Here in 3 rows, as usual, same. Is a first row, is a second row, and is a third row. Total 3 rows are present. But a very important one. Now look at that columns. How many columns are there? Column 1, column 2, column 3. Column 1, column 2, column 3. So in the first row, consider 3 I am writing. Column 1, okay, column 2, column 3, column 3. I'm writing like this. In the first column, look at this. This is the first column, 1 is there, 1. In the second column, 2. In the third column, 3. But see, first column, how many rows merging? Total, see this first column is merging up to 3. Total 3 rows. Okay. So here you need to specify row span equals to 3. You need to specify row span equals to 3. Now here in the second row, already row span is there. So you need to write only 2 columns. First column, no need to write. Only second column, third column. So here only two columns you have to write. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. And in the third column, third row also only 2 columns you need to write. Here it is a 6 and 7. 6 and 7. That is. Okay. This is the way. See, the only point you need to understand, total 3 rows are there. But here it is a first row, total all the 3, first column, all the 3 rows you need to merge. This you should not write here. This you should not write here. For 3, you are writing only 1. When you are executing, look at this. This is how it merges. This is how to merge rows and how to merge columns. How to merge rows and how to merge columns. That is the one. Row span and column span we are using. After that, followed by here a table, inside the table we are writing. Suppose this is the table, is a table. Total 2 columns are there, 2 rows and 2 columns. But In this one, again separate table is there. In this one, again separate table is there. In this table also, 2 rows and 2 columns are there. That is, this is actually outer table, first row, second row. This is inner table, first row, second row, first row, second row. And this is outer table, first column, second column. Is inner table, first column, second column, first column, second column. That is. Let me explain more clearly. First, I am writing the table. Let me explain with the data. Is 1, 2. After that is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this we are taking. Total 10. Now the code is, how we are writing first as usual. Only 2 rows are there. Only 2 rows. Third row is not required. Look at this. Just 2 rows are there. First, let me prepare 2 rows. In the first row, directly 2 columns data is there. In the first row, data 1, data 2. 1, 2 data is there. Okay, na? Next. In the second row also is very, very important. 2 columns are there, na? 2 columns are there. 2 columns. So, first write 2 columns. Is the first column and is the second column. Okay, na? This is first column. This is second column. Sir, why here you are writing side by side? Why here writing one after another in the next line? Wait. Here only simple data is there. But look at this. In the first column, the complete table is there again. Complete table is there. And in the second column also, complete table is there. So, in the first column, again table is there. Table border, suppose 1. Complete table. And in the second column also table is there. This is important. In the first row, these are the 2 columns with values 1 and 2. But in the second row, in each column table is there. In each column table is there. In each column. Okay, in this table again how many rows are there? 2 rows are there. So, first row, second row. In this one. In this table also same. First row, second row, like this. 2, 2. Okay. In this first row, 2 columns are there. 3, 4. Second row, 5, 6. In this one, TD 3, 4. In this one, 5, 6. So first of all, how many rows, how many columns you need to decide. Most of the students will make a mistake confidently. They will write the code like this. Oh, okay, I started HTML. Later we will end. Okay, I will start body. Later we will end. Okay, what you want table is required. Okay, in the table first row, I am starting first row. Then I am starting in that first row, first column, then second column. Then you will get confused where we need to close. First row closed. Okay. Now second row started. Instead of this, how many rows, how many columns are there properly? Now in this one, first data completed. Next in the second table, row 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all. Table data 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, like this. So when you are executing this code, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For inside this, when you are applying border we apply na? Okay, border. It will come like this. Okay. So whenever you are writing a tables, nested tables, table inside the table, table inside the table. In this case, we must use this one. We must use this option. Simple one. Okay. Now, after the concept of tables, the next concept is a very, very important concept. Very important concept is called HTML forms. Why it is important? Where we are using HTML forms. HTML forms means what? Same, all these are comes under login form, comes under registration form, withdraw form, deposit form, any name update form, details form, account details. These forms are very, very important in application development. Okay, let me explain. First, I'll write generally one form. What is the purpose and everything I will tell. First of all, let me create one form using HTML. Suppose this is the login form. Consider we are creating like this. Enter username, enter password, then login. Suppose is a login form. This is and this is two text fields I'm creating. I'll show you how to create. But sir, what is the advantage? This is actually called what? This is actually called client. In this client, whenever you are inserting the data, whatever username and password, whenever you are inserting the data, whenever you click on login button, the data will submit to the server system. A very important one. In server system, Java program will run. Of course, Servlet, JSP, or Spring, whatever, the Java program will run. It is responsible for collecting form data, whatever the data submitted. Next, connect to database and check details are correct or not. Login, details correct or not. That is the one. It is connecting with the database, checking the details are correct or not. This one. So that forms are used to, based on this, I'm explaining the codes. HTML forms are used to submit or transfer information from client to server for processing. That is, this is the main importance of HTML form. How can we create the form and all? One by one, I'll explain. This is actually where we are using from client system. If you want to submit the information to the server system, we are using HTML forms. Simple way. Now the thing is what? How to create the form? Remove the tables. Everything you need to write inside that form tag only. Form tag. Sir, why? What is the purpose? When you submit the form, it will submit the information to so and so, like login.jsp page. If it is a Java server pages. If it is .NET, login.asp page, .NET. If it is a PHP, submit to the PHP page. So UI is common for every programming language, na? And every technology. That's why. So of course, this is not required as of now. Is a not required as of now. Is the one. Okay. Now here how we are creating. Sir, what are the form elements? Tell me. If you want to display the simple message like enter username, enter password, that is called label. I'm writing all in one place. Later, we design forms from them. Suppose this is enter username. It's a label actually. This is, we call it as label. Next break tag I'm writing, sending the control to next line. Break tag. Hope you got it. Next, I want to display one text box. Text box means input box. Input type is equals to, you need to specify text enough. That's all. As of now, not more than that. Next, sending the control to the next line. Break. Label input box. Look at this. Is the one. Text box. The next one is input. Input type is equal to button. Actually, button we can call it as a submit button. Very, very important. Submit. It will show the button actually, but on button you need to display some message, na? Yes or no? So that is value. What is that? Just click me. Normally I'm writing. Click me is the button name. Suppose. Next is a break tag. Break. Run it. Look at this button. When you click, of course, no action as of now. Here you can write the text. Is the one. Okay. Next, mostly what we are using after this, input type is equals to password. This one also mostly we use password. Enough. So whenever you are entering the text, it will not show. Password means like this. Password means like this. Text field is different, password field is different. Okay. Next one is recently they introduced email. Input type is equals to email. That's all. Like enter your email like that. Just run it. In this one, normally tooltip it has to show tooltip. See like this. You must enter a valid email address. Like this automatically tooltip @gmail.com. Now here it is whenever we are showing. See, now it is not showing like this. Whenever you are not giving, here it is like this. See, you must enter a valid email address. Minimum things it is checking. Should be present. One dot is present like that. Minimum they mentioned. That is actually email. That is a new one they enter. Next input type is equal to date. This one also is a new one. Now when you are executing this, why date is not coming? Sir, why it is not showing here, sir? Means this is actually browser given by the edit plus IDE. It's not updated browser. So is updated one new one. Updated browser is Google Chrome we are using. So whenever you open this Google Chrome, it is showing now. Here you can select the date like this. Automatically the date is coming. Automatically the date is coming. They have given this one. And the next one is what more you will enter is a drop down options you will enter. You know that. Drop down option means a select option. Select option. In this select, how many options you need? Option 1. For example, something we consider enter your city or select your, graduation, qualification, PG, UG like this. Right? Yes or no? For example, undergraduate option I am giving. One more option is a PG. Option we are giving. Option you are giving. Next, here it is also option. Is a option like PhD. Suppose I am giving like this. 3 options. See when you are executing this is the one. Here you can select PG, PhD, UG is a drop down. We are using like this. Okay. Next one is after this, just a break we are using. Break. Next one is a check boxes and radio buttons. Here it is a radio buttons we are taking. Check boxes means among multiple, same input only. Input type is equals to checkbox. Suppose enter the very important point here you need to understand. Very important point. What is that point is a name is equals to. Suppose select your language. What are the languages known? Consider. Is a English language I know. Suppose you will write like this. Here you will write clearly English. Sir, what is this? I'll explain. Input type is equal to checkbox. Checkbox. Name equals to Telugu. Next input type is equal to checkbox. Name equals to Hindi. Like this. Suppose. Sir, why you are writing outside here? This is actually only display checkbox. See, when you are giving like this, see, this is what I am writing side. Checkbox means only this box will print. Only this box. Look at this. When you click on this, multiple you can check. Multiple. You know that, right? Multiple you can check. Multiple. English, Telugu, Hindi. Because it's a checkboxes. Languages known. Okay. Break. Break. Radio buttons means what? Among multiple, you can check only one. See, here the thing is what? Is a radio. Just radio. Here it is also radio. Here it is also radio. Suppose here gender consider male, female, male, female, other. I'm writing like this. But among three, you have to select only one. But look at this. When you are running this code, among multiple, you can select multiple. Sir, how it is possible? Among multiple, I need to select only one. So the important point is, if you want to do like that, give the same name. Suppose gender you are looking for, give gen. Don't give different names. Very, very important one this. Here, different names. Here, same name you have to give. So whenever you are giving the same name, what will happen, you know? What will happen among multiple? Suppose male you selected, na? When you select female, male will gone. When you select other, female will gone. Among all, only one you will select. But here it is all the three you will select. That is checkbox, and this is radio button. This is radio button. That is. And one more, mostly you will write for suggestion box or comments box. Text area, maybe you will give. That's all. Text area. But in the text area, all you need to specify how many number of rows, like a 3 rows, how many number of columns, like up to 40 columns if you write. Here, just if you write anything, write your comment normally. I'm just showing how it will execute. Look at this. It is showing that write your comment. Simple. Here you can increase like this. Here you can increase like this. Write your comment. Is a text area. At the end, most of the people will write, please give the suggestions. Please write the comments like that you will give. Na? Mostly, these are the things we use one by one, one by one. First one is a label. Second one is a text box. Third one is a button. That is actually submit button. Fourth one is a password. Fourth one is a password. Is a password, no? Okay. Fifth one is a mail. Sixth one is a calendar, date to select. The next one is a drop down box, is a select box. Next one we can call it as a check boxes. Next one is a radio buttons. And next one is a text area. Text area is nothing but for comments and suggestions. Like this. These are the things mostly we are using in every form creation. Okay. First, let me copy all these things. and then where we are using and all I'll give is the one. Okay. Now based on this, all you need to do is a one thing. One thing. First of all, simple form I want to create is a login form only. Login form. But I want to create the login form in a very proper manner. It's a table. It's a table. This is enter username, password. This is enter username, text box, password, text box, login button. Here it is a caption, is a login form. Enter username, enter password, and in the middle is a login button. Clearly. So first of all, you need to prepare the table. Here, table, border. Okay, now table close. Next, how many rows are there? As usual, 3 rows are there. 3 rows are there. Is a third row. Next one. In 3 rows, in the first row, first of all, caption. In this one, give the caption. Caption is a login form. Simply. Headings and everything also you can put, but not required as of just caption. In the first row, total 2 columns are there. Prepare this. Is a first column and is a second column. Next. In the second row also, 2 columns are there. Is a first column and is a second column. But in the third row, only 1 column is there with a column span. Only 1 column, call span equals to 2 is this one. Now, in the first column, what you need to write? Sir, it's a label, username. Don't write directly. Label. Label. Enter username. Label closed. Label closed is the one. Next one is here it is a text box. Is a text box. In the second one, text box. Input type is equal to text. Enough, not much. Next one is a password. In the second row, here it is a label. Label. Enter password. Enter password. That is. In this one, label is there. Enter password. Here it is a type. Input type is equal to text. Input type equals to text. No, sir, password. Write a password. Sir, last one is a button. In this one, input type is equal to submit. Value equals to login. Value equals to login. Just run this. Just run this. How it will execute. This is. Sir, make it center. Align to center. Okay. We can align it to center. Align. But actually these centers and all we need to write a where in CSS. There once again I'll explain. Yeah, in styles we explain not only this background colors, foreground colors. login form, again outside borders and all. This is the simple way of creating the login form. In the same way, you just try. First, let me drop this code. That is, and you know that how the registration forms will be clearly is a student form. Is a student form. The first one is enter name. Next, enter mail ID. Mail ID. Enter mobile number. Text box. Next one is a mostly what suppose is a student form now. What are the courses required? Courses interested. Interested. Suppose here it is a check boxes actually. Check boxes you need to specify. Right? Here it is. The course is a Java, is a .NET, and is a Python. Check boxes. And next one is simply is a gender. Here it is a gender. It's the same. Male, female, like this. And next one, suppose here it is a what are the languages? No, suppose. But actually, one you have written is not required. I just want to cover everything. That is, and what is the date of joining? And date of joining. Here it is a calendar is required. Calendar is required. Right? And what are the more things? Again, drop down. Yes. What is your qualification? Qualification is a drop down box. The drop down you can select that one or qualification, and the next one suppose which state you are belongs to. That is also you can use a drop down. Then finally is a form submit, and here it is a more comments or suggestions. Comments or suggestions, you can write the text area like this. You can specify all these things. Here you need to create the form properly. Create that form is a text area. Is a text area. That is the one. Okay. Drop down buttons, date of joining, everything. Just create this one and drop in the group properly. Okay. Na? This is your task for today. Everyone, please complete. Just let me drop some more login, some more forms I will drop in the group. Don't worry. Okay. Na? You just leave for today. I'll upload the video.